Welcome to Pisces Tarot, and I am your host, Mimi Lightseer. Your business is my business. Today, we will dive into your business with a timeless relationship reading, which means it could be platonic, professional, or romantic. In this session, we will explore the overall energy of your reading, obtain cosmic insights to identify the topics, spill the tea on the energies involved, uncover the positives and the negatives while revealing the lessons that you need to learn, and suggest actions for healings and the best possible outcomes. Remember, this is a general reading, and you have found it when this message is needed. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Remember, I am LGBTQ plus friendly, using pronouns for storytelling purposes. Lastly, please like, rate, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how this message is connecting with you. And without further ado, let's get into your business. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Pisces Tarot, everybody. I am your host. I am Mimi Lightseer. Over here, Pisces Tarot, your business is my business. And ooh, child, we about to get into somebody's business, y'all. Listen, somebody's spirit guides do not want me to talk to y'all this morning. I don't know who it is. I don't know what it is, but there is a message that is coming through that I am fighting everybody's stuff trying to get started this morning. But good morning to all of my guppies, my friends who are on the graveyard shift. Good evening to my international family. What's up to everybody who are watching behind the scenes on TikTok this morning? If you are new to the Pisces Tarot experience, go ahead and put a star in the chat. If you are a returning friend, go ahead and put a fish in the chat. We love to recognize all of our new and our returning friends over here into the sea. Now, today's agenda consists of a brief energy cleansing, which is a brief meditation and sound bowl cleansing, followed by some divine insights. And I have a repeated earworm, y'all. And when I tell y'all, I don't think in the history of Pisces Tarot, which is only about a year, it'll be a year in July, but I don't think in the history of Pisces Tarot, we have had the same earworm to occur and then like within a week's time. So I don't know who this is for, but somebody's spirit team got some messages that's trying to come through, and somebody else's whose messages don't want them to come through. Anyway, we'll get over into the overall energy read, pull some insights, and look at some observations, followed by a tarot card reading, which will confirm everything of what I've told you. And then we'll close everything out with some final thoughts, okay, and potential outcomes. Now, listen, some of y'all been up all night tossing and turning. Some of y'all been at work dealing with people in a funky energy. Some of you are struggling to get up this morning. Whatever it is that you got going on, let's take a minute to level set and ground ourselves. So I want you to put your brushes, toothbrushes, scrub brushes, vacuums, whatever your favorite cleaning supply is, wig brush, you know, whatever cleaning supplies you have, go ahead and put those emojis in the chat right now. Welcome to all of my newbies. And here we go. Now, before we move forward, it's important for us to just take a minute to level set and ground ourselves. And the simplest way to do this is by cleansing our energy through what? Breath work and sound, okay? So we want to take in a couple of deep breaths, hold it, and exhale slowly. With each inhale, we want to invite clarity and balance. And with each exhale, we want to release any tension or distractions. We want to do this 3 times, all right? Here we go. All right, now we want to clear up and remain in stagnant energy with our girl Boo Boo. This is going to bring us one into alignment and presence, okay? All right, so here we go. Divine Spirit, I call upon you and ask you for your guidance and your wisdom during this reading. Please surround me with your light and your love. Help me to receive clear and accurate messages. May this reading bring insight, clarity, and understanding for the highest good of all those who are involved and for the harm of none. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and amen, amen, amen. All right, y'all, listen. If y'all ready for some fun, honest, safe interaction, as a reminder, this is a safe space. Your honesty and your transparency is appreciated. We have all been a fool in love before, and today just may be your turn, okay? Ain't nobody judging you. We just here to have grown folks conversation early in the morning, okay? Now, if you're ready to have an engaging and dynamic time, I want you to put those cooking emojis in the chat. Put those cooking emojis in the chat, because I promise you, Spirit is about to cook something up. And I don't know what it is, but I'm telling y'all, for those of you who've been watching behind the scenes, y'all been seeing how I've been about ready to fight the cat and slap the dog over here trying to get started this morning. So I'm here to spill the tea now. If y'all ready, if y'all ready to get into this reading, let me see those cooking emojis, and cooking emojis, because here we go. Now, each day before I do a reading, I always take a minute to reflect upon the immediate energies of what Spirit is showing me. And sometimes it's divine messages and sometimes it's earworms. And today I am definitely picking up an earworm, okay? And during the pre-show, I talked about why I was a little bit reserved about highlighting this record again, because we just talked about it maybe like 2 weeks ago. And I don't think that I've only been doing these live collectives like this for like almost a year now. And I don't think that this has ever happened before. But this song is back. And when I woke up about 12 o'clock, I started hearing this song again. So the record is 1994. The group is Brownstone. The song is If You Love Me. Okay. And the part that I keep hearing is the second verse. You see, now actions speak louder than words. So don't just say things that I've already heard. Don't want your body without your soul. I don't want a love who will come and go. You will not hurt my pride if right now you decide that you're not ready to settle down. But if you want my heart, then it's time that you start to act like you're mine in the light and the dark. If you trust me, do it. If you want me, show me. If you need me, prove it. If you love me, say it. If you trust me, do it. If you want me, show it. If you need me, prove it. Now listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know who this is for. But actions do speak louder than words. And I know a lot of times we get these mixed signals going on here where people will say one thing and do something else, or when they're around you, they're doing something else, but then they're saying something else with their mouth. And I'm like, nobody has time for that, right? You have to be consistent. If it's something that you want, you have to do it, and you have to be very, very consistent in what it is that you're doing. And for somebody, there is a lack of clarity. There's a lack of understanding. There's a lack of consistency. There's a lack of transparency. There's a lack of honesty. There is a lack of maturity. Right? And let's be honest, a lot of people, because we've never had healed hearts, we are holding on to trauma, and we're operating from these negative, closed-hearted, destructive, suffering, attack, defend, karmic relationships. And then we keep looking and seeking for these collaborative, effortless relationships, but you're not putting in a collaborative, effortless relationship in the process. Okay, you're doing things to sabotage. You're doing things to confuse. And, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. I come from a space of the author of confusion comes from the enemy. And I feel like when there is confusion in a relationship, then that is an indicator from the divine and the spirit realm that this may or may not be for you. Okay, so for somebody, you just fed up with the mixed signals. Now, let me ask you this. If you've been receiving mixed signals in your relationship, I want you to put the broken heart in the chat. If you've been consistently receiving mixed signals and you need some clarity, I want you to put the broken heart in the chat. All right. Now,
I don't know who this is for, but I'm telling you, it has been screaming in my ear, going off with that song in my head. And I'm just going to be obedient. Okay. All right. So if y'all ready to get into this reading, I want to see those tea kettles, because it's time for us to get into it. Here we go. Now, when understanding energy, it's important to know that spirit talks to us in an abundant of ways. And sometimes it's through signs, synchronicities, wonders, numbers, coincidences, repeated patterns, all of those different things like that, right? So I'm exceptionally sensitive to this because of that. And I'm just like, what is this? So anyway, let's get into it. It's definitely a lack of clarity here. It's definitely a lack of clarity here. There's a frustration here where somebody keeps repeating, doing the same things over and over and over again. Like very hot and cold. Very, very frustrating energy. All right. Waking the lion. Waking the lion. I don't know if this person is a Leo or not. But when we talk about waking the lion, lions reflect strength. They reflect control. They also reflect courage. Okay. They also reflect courage. And so what I'm picking up on this morning is that there's something within you that is starting to awaken. And when I think about this earworm, I'm thinking about like someone, like I said, getting frustrated and being tired, being sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so they may have lacked the wherewithal before to be able to take action, but now that is no longer a problem. Okay. It's no longer a problem. It's no longer a concern. They're just like, you know what? I'm sick of it. And at this point in my life, either you were going to do it or we're not. It's as simple as that. And you guys know that I've told you plenty of times before, a lot of people love to live in a shade of gray because within ambiguity, there is a lack of clarity. And you have people who are so overly comfortable with living in that shade of gray because there is no accountability. So it's either yes, no, and then in the middle, you got the maybe. And they like to stay in the shaded area of maybe. And that's where the problems are coinciding because the circle for maybe is so large. You got yes, this small. You got no, this small. And then you got maybe that's bigger. The maybe section is 3 times as big as the other section. So like, where is the line being drawn? Where is the boundary? Okay. And that's kind of like where the lack of clarity is coming in, it feels like. But said individual who is coming through this, whether this be you or your person, is at that point where they're feeling connected, they're feeling empowered, they feel like they're ready to say and do what they mean, and they're ready to take action. Okay. Now that's funny. I picked up the cards and I didn't realize that the honesty card had fallen out. Okay, honesty. I can expect honesty I can't expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Okay? How ironic that the honesty card comes out. This is exactly what I'm talking about, folks. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect the truth from myself. And it feels like, again, that frustration has hit a boiling point. Okay. There is anger. There is resentment. There's a lack of movement, emotion. There's a lack of progress, a lack of communication. There is an obvious burning desire that there is a lack to build and to collaborate and to move forward into one of those harmonic, unified relationships that people aspire to have, and we seem to dream about having, but then we don't do it. Okay. If I'm in your neighborhood this morning, I want you to put the little car in the chat. Okay. If I'm in your neighborhood this morning, I want you to put the little car in the chat. All right, guys to the hidden realms. When I tell y'all I haven't slept well at all last night, like I'm hoping I can go back to sleep after this. Okay. Grace within chaos. Acceptance, life complexities, the seduction of distraction, excuse me. Well, what's interesting is this is very similar to what I was just talking about. Okay, if you heard me talking about those two shades, that one shade of gray and those two circles, one with yes and one with no, put your ear in the chat. If you heard me talking about the 3 shades of gray and how the shade of ambiguity is larger, just put the ear in the chat. Okay. Grace within chaos, acceptance, life's complexities, the seduction of distraction. Where I want to put an emphasis on is the seduction of distraction. Okay, that's where I want to put the emphasis on, because it feels very much so like someone has been distracting you with the minutia. Okay, somebody has been distracting you with the things that are irrelevant, intangible, okay? The things that are blinding, okay? And again, it's like now you're waking up. Now it's like now you've come to that place of recognizing and accepting, like, wait a minute, I have been bamboozled. You no longer can pull the wool over my eyes. You no longer can just tell me one thing and do something else. It's time that you're going to be accountable and hold yourself responsible for the things that you said you would do and the things that you did not deliver upon. In the workforce, we call them deliverables. If you don't meet the criteria, the acceptance criteria, the deliverables are not accepted. It is a failure. Okay? So that's where we are with this. It's like someone is not keeping up their end of the bargain, and they've gotten away with it all this time. Okay, they have gotten away with it all this time. They didn't expect for you to boss up. They didn't expect for you to call them out. They didn't expect for you to get irritated to the point to where you're looking at them differently. You understand? You're looking at them real different. And the way that you're looking at them is not favorable. They have lost favor in your sight.
Clown.
If you know they out here looking real goofy, I want you to put the clown face in the chat. Put the clown emoji in the chat. All right. Spirit. I am filled with spirit light. I am filled with light. I am filled with light. Change me, divine beloved, into one who knows my spirit is eternal and ageless. Let me release any old ideas of construction or limitation. My whole being is filled with joy, eternity, beauty, and a vessel for divine Shakti. Okay? Okay? What did I tell y'all? There is an awakening that is happening where we need to release any old ideas of constriction or limitation. Okay? The limitations are in the boundaries of the ambiguity, where you have been distracted by the minutia. Somebody, in other words, has been selling you a dream and you've been buying it, eating it up like it's hotcakes. Y'all remember when the Popeye sandwiches first came out, the chicken sandwiches during COVID, and everybody was out standing in line for hours fighting over those chicken sandwiches? You've been eating this BS up like a Popeye's chicken sandwich.
All a bunch of bullshit.
And all I can tell you is they just been selling you a dream. And I know that you don't want to hear it, and I know you don't want to receive it, but they just been giving it to you. And you're seeing it, you're recognizing it. Your eyes are wide open. You're not missing a beat. They could be gaslighting you. They could be about the breadcrumbing. But the reality is that you're seeing it. You're seeing it and you're calling them out. And that's why you're saying, if you love me, show it. If you need me, prove it. You know, whatever other words she was saying, because their words are not equating to a cup of hill of beans. Okay, their words are just no longer valid. So like when they speak to you now and they say tell you something now, you looking at them like, And they want to get offended because you're looking at them like, I know you lying to me. I know you about to sell me a bag of goods that's expired. You know, and it's just really to the point to where it's beyond frustrating. And as Belinda said in the chat, you know, you're trying to give grace because nobody is perfect. But at some point, if this is really, truly, honestly, and sincerely what you want, then your actions will align with your words. Nobody knows a perfect love. Nobody has a perfect love. Every love story has its flaws. You know how I know? Because we are flawed. Okay? Every love story has its pits. But this person ain't even trying to get out the dunghill. They just like, I like being here. It feels good. Okay? So, what's the sign that this may be for us? What is the sign that this may be for us, Spirit? They are very comfortable in this toxicity. Power lines. What did I just say? Somebody is sucking up all your energy. Okay? So if you're seeing a lot of power lines right now, power lines, this is about where you're putting your energy. Where are you giving your time to? What are you giving your life to? What are you giving your heart and your soul to? Power lines. If you know somebody's been draining your battery, just put the battery in the chat. Lastly, how is this showing up for us? How is this showing up for us? Nobody is perfect. You know, we all have people in our lives who say and do things that are disappointing, that let you down, that make you feel, you know, just like, what was that, you know? That's what makes love beautiful and painful at the same time, because it's imperfect. Love is so imperfect in real time, but when you look at love in hindsight, it's always perfected. Y'all weren't ready for that this morning. If you caught what I was putting down, I want you to put a bell in the chat. All right, so how is this showing up for us in our everyday life, Spirit? Well, that was a bunch of cards that just came flying out. All right. Ooh-wee! Did I not say somebody is sick and tired of this? The Great Crumble. You got the Tower card. There's cracks in your foundation. You not only know it, you see it, you feel it, you believe it, and you're acting upon it. Remember what I said. You are no longer being deceived. You are pumping the brakes on this. Like, it is no longer working. It's no longer operable. Yeah. This is what we not about to do. That's how it's coming across to me. This is what we're not about to do. All right. So yeah, somebody is definitely at that point where they have run out of grace. Whoo, child. Now, as we start to shift to more personal insights and shift our energy to the potential parties who are involved, remember to focus on what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. Okay? You will never go down to the baby Foot Locker and buy a little kid shoe and try to put your big, grown, oversized foot in it and wear it out the door, knowing good and doggone well your big baby toe won't even fit in that shoe. Okay? So, that being said, that same theory applies here. Remember, the energy can be inverted or crossed. Okay? And I'm just telling a story. So when you hear me say he, she, they, them, take it how it resonates with you. I'm just giving narratives, okay? All right. Now, here we go. Good grief. Okay, why did these two cards want to come out? Open up your heart. It will attract more love. Okay? Open up your heart. It will attract more love was the first card that came out. The second card that came out was give it time. Everything in divine timing, let things flow. Okay? So I'm getting a lot of mixed signals with those two cards. But what I will venture to say, of course, we're going to keep on looking. But what I will venture to say with those two cards being there is that sometimes it's not a no. Sometimes it's just not right now. Okay? Sometimes it's not just a no. Sometimes it's just not right now. The timing can never be more inopportune, right? I'm going to tell you, I'm not a huge proponent of people spinning the blocks, but we have seen where people have spun the blocks and it worked. But again, it's because there have been people to come into a relationship and decided that this is what they wanted to do and it was mutual. And they put in the work, they put in the effort, they put in the time, the dedication to develop the connection, to build the compatibility, to build the communication. They put in the work. But it requires two. That's why it's called relationship, because it is relational. I can't be without you. I can't be with you without you being without me. Y'all understand what I'm saying this morning? If what I'm telling you makes a whole lot of sense, I want you to go ahead and put in the chat some fires. Now, somebody in this connection has been a serial relationship person, but they really have not mastered how to have a relationship. They're with people because of codependency, but not necessarily because they know how to be in healthy, vibrant relationships. I don't know who that's for, but that's what just came to me. All right. Hope. Hope is the light in the darkness. Never extinguish it. Okay. So somebody has been holding on to hope. Okay. Remember, I said that from the very beginning. You no longer feel like you can be deceived. You no longer feel like you can continue to go down this path where they can keep selling you a bag of goods and not be delivering on what it is that they said that they were going to do, when they said they were going to do it, how they were going to do it. And for somebody out there, this absolutely positively feels like Groundhog's Day, because you keep hearing the same narrative over and over again. This person may have habitual issues with fidelity and monogamy. Okay. So they keep apologizing for their infidelities, but then they go and do it again. And it's just like, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, we're back here again.
But what the hell, boy?
Make it make sense. If you know that you can't be monogamous, let's just try being ethically non-monogamous. That way I know what you're doing. That way you know what I'm doing. And we can keep it moving. But you have people out here who want to move and be like ethically non-monogamous, but they don't want to be transparent or be clear about who and what they're doing. And they really want to live a polyamorous lifestyle. where they can be the player, but you got to be submissive to. It don't work like that unless that's what you agree on. Okay. But in this scenario, it definitely feels like you have one person who is projecting a narrative that is much different than what your anticipation or what your expectations were of them. Okay. It was different for them. Okay. So, yeah. Like needs and wants are not aligning. Okay, grounding. You're being asked to ground yourself. You have been spending too much time in your head, and it's time to pay attention to your body and to the earth. Go outside and plant your feet on the ground and enjoy the centering feeling that it brings. So, with that being said, you may have been exceptionally anxious and indecisive. Again, remember I said from the beginning, this person has been sucking up all of your energy. And now you have come into a space where you're like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. Now, here's the thing. Here's what's interesting. On 2 cards, we got plants, things that are grounded in the ground, okay? When we think about plants or trees or anything like that within tarot, those things represent growth, stability, but most of all, protection. Okay, so there is a specific reason why this connection is not growing, why this connection is not thriving, why this connection is not being prosperous. Okay, when you think about a plant, when you plant it, you want it to continue to come back or never die. Okay, like annuals to me is the biggest waste of money. They're the cutest flowers, but they're the biggest waste of money because you got to do this thing again next year. Just give me some perennials and I'm going to put it up there. And I might have said it backwards because I'm just thinking in real time, but give me what I need, plant it once, let it nurture, let it grow, and it'll be back next year. You understand what I'm saying? That's what you want. That's what you want. You want something that's going to continuously come back to life year over year, month after month, week over week. Instead, you got somebody draining you and depleting you with a bullshit. Instead of them just being honest and transparent about what they really want, what they really need, and what they don't really want. Like at this point, you can just be honest and tell me what it is, bro. Like seriously. But instead, you want to just keep feeding me these lies. And now you're upset because I finally picked up that you've been selling me a bag of goods that ain't worth 3 bananas in the African village after a soccer game.
All a bunch of bullshit.
We got to just call it what it is. Ain't worth 3 pineapples, okay? Just ain't. All right, repo, default on payments, financially incapable, repossessed assets, okay? So this person, you or your person may be having financial issues, which may also be part of the reason why you're having difficulties in the relationship, because it's, when I say difficulties, I mean specifically making it difficult for you to make a decision to leave, okay? There is, at the crevice of things, your finances are codependent. And I did use that word earlier in the beginning of this reading. If you heard me say it, put your ear in the chat. You know, the defaulting on payments and repossession is a real thing. A lot of people are having very hard times right now. Okay, look, dirty offer just fell out. When I tell you I strongly dislike this card, why do those hands look demonic? Dirty offer. Okay? Didn't I just tell you that there's a codependency here? I'm trying to tell you, there is a codependency here that you were not prepared for. And you've been sucked into something, feeling like you're stuck in something that don't belong to you. What lies beneath this? This feels very discouraging, if I'm being honest. Like, I could feel the energy. Like, some of y'all are just tired. And that could be like why my energy is also feeling very drained and depleted this morning. Like, I feel very tired. Aside from the fact that I didn't sleep. But I feel very tired, okay? And the energy card did come out, all right? Game over, y'all. Game over. Y'all ain't listening to what Spirit is telling y'all this morning. How many times do I gotta say today that the game is over? For this person, there's no more of this deceit and mischief. Like, you just can't do it no more. If you've been hearing me say that the game is over, I want you to put a broken heart in the chat. When we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? Y'all, and the plot just mother freaking thickens, okay? Listen. Determined, persistent, still holding on, maybe showering you with flowers or gifts. Didn't I tell you that this person does things and say things that they don't really mean? They keep selling you a bag of goods. They keep telling you one thing and doing another, living in the gray area. It's black or white. When it comes to relationships, it is very black and white. Either you are or you are not. Either it is or it is not. Either you did or you did not. It's not, I might have, I should have, I could have. Either you did or you didn't. And the alarm is finally going off for a sad person who has been going through this narrative for so long with you or that person. Where it's just like, oh, I slept through 29,000 alarms and now I'm late to being where I gotta be. What is the truth emoji here? What is the truth emoji here? Police station. Ooh. Some of y'all may be having to get the police involved. I don't feel like this person is really letting go. Well, I honestly think that was a silly statement for me to make that because I already know they're not letting go. We got this dirty offer where the nails look demonic, okay? So this person feels like they got their nails stuck in you. Everybody's got their own demons, you know? Some people's demons are bigger, badder, and bolder than others, you know? But everybody has their own vice. But we got determined, persistent, still holding on. Which is probably why you might be going to get like a restraining order against this person. Protective order. There's some type of police report being documented because they're doing strange things. Just not getting it through their head. Pretending. And they're in denial big time about where you're going in this relationship.
It's all right, mama.
Boat. They just trying to keep afloat. They're trying to keep afloat right now. They're trying their best to smooth things out. No, it's not. peaceful, calming waters. No. This person may have even told you, let's just go with the flow and see where things end. Again, going back to what I was saying about the gray space, the narrative of the ambiguity, right? The power of ambiguity. Let's just go with the flow and see where it goes. Sir, ma'am, man, woman, and child, do I look like somebody that would just go with the flow? I'm a grown whole woman over here.
Anything else?
Okay. What is the yin and the yang? What is the yin and the yang? Toxicity bound. Addictions, patterns, energy vampire, trauma bond, and stuck. Did I not say this? If you heard me talk about the toxicity of this relationship earlier, I want you to put in the chat a black heart. Flood the chat with black hearts. If you heard me just talk about the toxicity of this relationship, and I literally verbalized the word toxicity, if you heard me say that, I want you to put the black hearts in the chat. I'm telling you, now it's making sense why somebody's energy didn't want me to get on here and do this reading this morning. Somebody's gonna get a revelation if you not had it already. Crossroad. We're at a crossroad. We're at a decision point. Do you go left or do you go right? Where are you gonna focus your energy and your time? You're at a crossroad. They keep trying to make it seem like it's not very much of a decision that needs to be made. But you know better. You know better. They're trying to make it seem like everything is cool, calm, and collected. It's been a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Y'all know how it is when y'all go outside and y'all have a real nice day outside and y'all be outside and it be like all is well in your life. If you know what I'm talking about when we talk about them sunny days, go ahead and put the sun in the chat. I want you to flood the chat with suns. If you know what it's like when you go outside and it's a real beautiful day in the neighborhood and you really enjoying your life and you vibing, and when you get ready to go home in the evening, you take a shower, like all is just well. You just feel at peace. You feel happy. You feel grounded. They're trying to present you with this image. Again, the false narrative that it ain't what you think it is. Again, the gaslighting. Again, the false statements, the false narratives, trying to deceive you into thinking that you have something more going on here than what you actually really have. When I tell you I'm so sick of these people and their shenanigans, if you sick of these people and their shenanigans too, I want you to put the angry emoji in the chat because it's time for us to start taking back our power.
Bomba.
Now, if y'all ready to get into this reading and figure out whose business we're finna get into, I want you to start dropping those zodiac signs in the chat. Start dropping those zodiac signs in the chat. Those zodiac signs. Because, baby, we finna figure out whose business we about to get into. All right? Here we go. All right. Spirit, who is person A? And let me just point this out. For the first time in a long time, I feel like the cards fell the way that they needed to fall. I feel like the energy revealed itself the way that it needs to fall. Okay. Person A. Person A. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Where are all my earth signs? If you or your person is an earth sign, I want you to put the earth signs in the chat. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You are coming in as the Six of Pentacles, which is being giving, receiving, sharing wealth, generosity, charity, and sharing. Did I not tell you this person is sucking up all your energy? Did we not talk about how this person may have some financial codependencies or some hardships that are making it difficult for you to walk away from this relationship? If you or your person is an earth sign, I want you to go ahead and drop those earth signs in the chat. Now, remember, I do my readings for Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. So don't overlook a message saying something ain't for you, because it very much so could be for you, and you just don't know it. And if you're just a cross watcher, just watch and be entertained. Listen, we be in everybody's business, okay? Person B. All right, we got Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. If you or your person is a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you are coming in as, or they are coming in as, the Two of Cups in reverse. This is self-love, disharmony, distrust, breakups, imbalance, tension, and broken communication. If that is not everything that I was talking about earlier, I don't know what is. Y'all see this grease? If we cooking with grease, I want you to put some hot fire in the chat. Okay, if you or your person is a earth or a water sign, I want you to put the earth and water signs in the chat. And if everybody else just sitting here listening and see that we cooking with grease, cook with the grease. Because, baby, it's time for us to figure out whose business this is. Listen, we ain't listening. We ain't judging. We going to zoom in, get all up in, assess, get messy, talk about you to your face, give you some clarity, and come on out of this thing. All right? If y'all ready to get into this reading, I want you to put those magnifying glasses in the chat. Because, baby, it is time for us to get ready to get into this reading, child. I'm trying to tell you. Here we go. Well, you know what? Never mind. I was about to say something, but never mind. All right, what is going on with my water and my earth signs? My water and my earth signs. All right, person A, you are coming in as the Page of Pentacles in your main energy right now, okay? You are coming in with the Page of Pentacles. You've thought about this very long and very hard about how you're discontent with this relationship, how things are just not working, how you really want to walk away from this connection. But again, it still feels as though there is a financial codependency that is here. And I'm going back to this repo card, default on payments, financially incapable, repossessed assets. I don't know 100% if it is you or if it is the person. In my understanding of what I am feeling, it feels like you are the person who is giving to this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but it could be reversed. Okay, remember, the energy could be inverted. Regardless, there is a financial opportunity that is being abused here. Okay, it is abused here. And I'm saying that because we have the card that represents positive energy. Like I said, in the foundational energy, this is giving, receiving, sharing, wealth, generosity, and charity. Okay. And with this Page of Pentacles, this is where you've opened up your heart and you're like, you know what? Hey, what's yours is mine and what's mine is yours. But what you didn't anticipate for was that this was going to become habitual, that this was going to become, problematic, that this was going to be self-serving. Like, no one anticipated that this was going to become such a burden that it has. Okay. And now it's to the point where it's just like, this has further complicated. Remember, I talked about the circle of ambiguity. This has further complicated the situation between the two of you.
What the fuck was that?
Now, if you know that you've been giving this person money, either you giving or receiving money from this person, I want you to put money in the chat. I want you to put money in the chat. Okay? Now, person B. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You coming in with the 4 of Cups this morning. You're coming in with your foundational energy this morning. Okay? With this 4 of Cups. Like I said, big going with the flow. Acting like nothing is bothering you. You're sensing the tension. You're sensing the discontentment. You're sensing the resentment. You're sensing the bitter, negative emotions. Or they are sensing it. But yet and still, instead of making progress and doing something different and putting word to action, you want to sit over here and create this narrative to where somebody is feeling sorry for you. And at this point in time, everybody is tired of giving you empathy and sympathy, because all you're doing is abusing said empathy and sympathy. At this point, you're doing what you got to do to keep your head above water, and I get it. But at the end of the day, it's coming at the expense of others, and that's what makes this not cool, because you're trying to act like you don't care. You're trying to act like you're not bothered. But no. You're trying to be slick and discreet and collect from somebody what you're not willing to give to them. And that's what's making it so problematic, because that ain't cool. If you notice Mickey Ficky been walking around here acting like they don't care, I want you to put the oozing emoji in the chat. Like the like if the emoji was a sound effect, it would be like Okay? If you or your person feel like that, I want you to definitely put that emoji in the chat, all right? Because it definitely feels like this person here has just not had their head in the game. Okay? Not had their head in the game. Now, what is favorable about this connection? We got the King of Swords in reverse. Okay? What is favorable about this connection is, even though it has been very turbulent, very, very topsy-turvy, very unstable, very, very hurtful, very, very confusing, just all of the negatives, right? You still have momentum here, because this person keeps coming around you, giving you this false sense of hope and this false narrative that they want something that they really don't necessarily want. So what ends up happening is they reinvigorate this excitement where you feel like you have the strength, where you feel like you have the endurance to be able to go back and put in all your effort and put in all your energy and give it your all. You over here sound like Mariah Carey. I give my all to have, only to be let down again. You over here playing every love song, everything, trying to keep yourself upbeat and in the mood and just going through with this narrative. So like they keep getting you all excited just to put you down again. tired of the repeated patterns here. Can you put the recycled emoji in the chat? Because this is on rinse and repeat. It's so predictable at this point. It is so predictable at this point. They just keep on doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And I said that in the beginning of this reading. It has gotten to the point where it's just like, if you love me, say it. If you need me, prove it. If you want me, say it. Or what, whatever she was saying in the earworm, right? It has gotten to the point where you are so tired of being sick and tired that we're at the point of where it's just like, sir, you can keep the antics, keep your shenanigans, keep your baloney. I don't want it. Now, what is consequential about this? What is problematic about this relationship? We got the Queen of Wands in reverse. As I said during this reading, this has sucked up the life out of you. This has sucked up all your energy. This has killed your confidence. This has broken you all the way down. And this is part of the reason why this connection is toxic. Because it's very addictive. As I just said, and I didn't even see this until just now, the pattern. I just said it's on rinse and repeat. They are sucking the life out of you. And this is becoming like a traumatic situation. Like there's a trauma bond here and you feel stuck. Some of you may feel like because you've been in this for so long, you have nowhere else to go. You've been dealing with this person for years. And the thing is, aren't you tired of dealing with the same shit year after year? And I try my best not to cuss. But aren't you tired of the same old stale, funky, monotonous, big ball or horse shit that this person presents to you day after day? Sis, bro, you're tired. It is exacerbated. You no longer can go by pretending like this is not an issue. It is a big issue. It is a big deal. I don't care who's trying to convince you that it's not a big deal. Everybody tolerates and accepts and deals with a plethora of different things. Okay, everybody does. Everybody does, right? What you may find acceptable in your relationship may not be acceptable for me. Okay? But at this point in our journey, you're tired. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired and being sick and tired. And the thing is, it's like, I will be honest with you when I say I'm not one who likes when people say, well, what is it in you that keeps attracting this type of person to you? I'm really not one of those people who like that statement because I think that's an unfair statement. However, if we think about it realistically, and when you talk about trauma bonds, when we talk about these destructive, suffering, attack, defend relationships that come from a closed heart, you're attracting people who are emotionally unavailable because that is who you are. You're emotionally unavailable to some degree or another. Now, your unavailability may not look the same like theirs, but it is there. Okay, there's some type of undercurrent that keeps attracting that person to you. But in this case, so let me give an example because somebody may not understand what I'm saying. Maybe your trauma bond is insecurity. Maybe no one made you feel wanted enough before. So this is why you keep going back to this person who struggles with rejection. Because now you're coming and they feel accepted, they feel valued, they feel seen. But because they know what rejection feels like, their version of love is to only continue to reject you, which makes you feel insecure. Okay? Does that make sense? So they build you up just to make you feel insecure again because they're rejecting you again because that's all they know how to do. Right? So what is this trying to teach you? The signs are here. The signs are here. You've been thinking about this for quite too long. You have been overthinking this situation. You have been talking yourself out of walking out of this thing, thinking that something was going to change. Again, you continuously and repetitively keep getting this false hope that something's going to change with this person. Every time y'all get to this slump, they keep coming up saying, oh, I promise, baby, please. I've done something different. I'm a different man. I know what I want and I want it now.
I want to apologize.
But the reality is they really haven't illustrated this in any of their behaviors. And at this point, it's like, what more can you do? And that's what Spirit is trying to show you. How many times do they got to give the bottom of their ass for you to kiss before you come out of this sunken space and realizing that this is never going to materialize into a healthy, vibrant relationship that you deserve? Now, I know that ain't what nobody want to hear, but let's be honest. If Spirit has been showing you through the signs, the synchronicities, the confirmations, the validations, if he's been showing you this over and over again, I want you to put the light bulb in the chat. Because I feel strongly like the light bulb is going off. You're clear. You're getting clarity. Even with you being here now. Wow. Got ready to shuffle. What do you need to do to heal? You got the Moon card in reverse. Stop letting this overpower you. Stop letting this overtake you. Stop acting like you don't know what's going on. You know exactly what's going on. Stop acting like you have these blinders on. You have been allowing this person to just walk over you, use you, abuse you, play in your face, mistreat you, lie to you, deceive you, betray you, promise you the sun, the moon, and the stars above, and they won't even go outside to take the trash out. When do we get to this place where this behavior is so acceptable? It's beyond me. But what Spirit is trying to tell you, and that's where these two cards here are so important, because he's giving you the awareness that this situation is not what you think it is. He's giving you the clarity. He's giving you the mental stamina to say, you know what? The game is over here. I don't belong here. This is toxic. This is addictive. This is a pattern. All you do is suck me dry. That's all you do. You build me up, get my head all blown up. I'm all in love with you again. Just for you to come back and break my heart and push me down on my face the next day. The game is over. I am no longer going to assert myself into a space with someone who is uncertain and unclear and indecisive about me. This person has a lot going on with them that you know nothing about. You know nothing about this. This person has a heart that is so cold and disillusioned. Like, this person needs therapy. This person is a serial dater. They always in a relationship with somebody, but they don't offer nothing. And I said that in the beginning of this reading. If you remember me telling you this in the beginning of this reading, I want you to put a red flag in the chat. This is the type of person who can be with Laura today. They break up with Laura today. What's today? Tuesday. And by Thursday, they over there with Susan. They don't think twice. Then they gonna drag Susan along until Susan gets some wherewithal about herself that this ain't what I want to do. And then by next Friday, he over here dealing with Tiffany.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
They add no value, but they continuously feed these narratives, these lies about what they're capable of doing. This person is not in a position at all to be dating anybody at all. This person needs counseling. This person needs therapy. This person needs somebody laying hands on them. They need an exercise. They need all of that. All of that. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm saying this because when you really look back and reflect upon the relationship as it stands, you understand that you've been got. And there is no value here.
I am disgusted.
We're past that. We're far from Kansas. But every time you try to walk away from this mofo, they come back acting like they just gotta have you. They so sorry. They're so apologetic. They falling all over their feet, falling on their face on the ground. I need it. It's addictive. It is a pattern. It is toxic. It is insane how this person is doing this. But they get away with it. And the question is, how do you continuously go from person to person to person? And again, it's that energy vampire. Remember I told you, I don't like the hands on this card. It feels very demonic. No, whose hands look like this? This is where the vampire, the energy vampire of this toxicity comes in at. They are leeches. They come around you, they dig in, and they won't let go. That's why this is a pattern. That's why this becomes secular. And you allow it because you don't know no better. All they got to do is cry one good time. One good time. And you over there feeling sorry for them.
Oh my God. My Shayla. My Shayla.
At this point, I just want you to pull out the violins and look at them with such pity, because that's exactly what it is that they want. They want the pity. They want the sorrow. They want everything else, but really they don't want nothing at all. So what do you need to do? You got the 5 of Wands here in reverse. Stop feeling weak. Stop feeling overpowered. Stop feeling like you don't have control. You have control. You don't like what you can do because that's not the quality of your heart. That's not who you are. Okay? That's not who you are. You are a person who is loving, who is giving, who is sincere, who is hopeful. You are the type of person who opens up their heart and genuinely and sincerely wants to be in the lives of the people that surround you. But then you keep attracting people that come to you who sell you the fairy tales and you just keep buying it. And then once you done gave your money and your hard-earned investment, then they just like, okay, time to go, Miss Seeley. It's time for you to stop feeling comfortable with taking this L over and over again. It's time for you to look at that person and know and stand on business and be comfortable and confident with knowing they are not who they say they are. They ain't gonna ever do what they say they can do. They lack the skill set, the integrity, the capability, the functionality, whatever it is that you want to put there. They just ain't got it. And whatever you expected for them to achieve with this assignment is beyond the pale for them.
I'm telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real.
They not real. It's time for you to take the mask off. Justice at the bottom of the deck. In reverse. Baby, they being exposed. Do you hear me? They are being exposed. All of the games, all of the lies, all of the deceit, all of the mischief. It's being revealed. Because like I said, God is showing you, Spirit is showing you, giving you clarity on the things that you cannot see. It's like the blinders have been lifted from your eyes. You see, know, feel, and you believe now just how toxic this situation is. If you know that you have been in a toxic situation, I want you to put the toxicity emoji in the chat. This is toxic. This person has been playing games with you, and not only have they been playing games with you, but they have played you. You cannot possibly want love that bad. You cannot possibly want love that bad. That you will be willing to accept and tolerate this type of treatment from anybody.
I just want my baby.
That's what makes this addictive. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Ain't nothing good gonna ever come from this situation. Spirit has been trying to get your attention and let you know that this ain't the connection that you think it is.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
Spirit has been trying to tell you for a while now that the game is up, the time is up, it's time to move on. But for some reason, you keep reascribing to this narrative that something's going to change when it's not.
A few moments later.
Why do you keep going back to this person? They are very comfortable living their life the way that they're living their life. Nothing's going to change. How many times do you got to bump your head against this brick wall before you come to the knowledge of understanding that nothing is going to change? The Lovers in reverse. I literally just said nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. The more you hold on to this connection, the more you're going to be stuck in limbo. And you're going to continuously be very disappointed with how things is all continuing to play out. They're showing you who they are. They told you who they are. They have proven themselves as being a liar, being a deceiver, being cunning, being conniving, being manipulative. They have exposed themselves. But for some reason or another, you just ain't getting the picture, sugar lumps. What is it that is so tantalizing and invigorating about this person that you just keep ignoring, glossing over key indicators that they're not who they say they're going to be? When do you wake up and realize that this is never going to materialize into any of the things that they told you?
Try it.
They have run game on you like it is nobody's business. They have run circles on you. They have taken advantage of your heart, of your kindness, your generosity, your compassion, your grace, your mercy, your dignity, your integrity, your self-respect, your confidence. They have sucked you dry. They have sucked you dry. And every time you keep coming to them, just telling them the simplest things. I want you to mean what you say and say what you mean. And that is an inconceivable narrative for them that they cannot process. Every time you say that to them, they getting all irate, like you asked them for $1 million.
What more do you want from me?
All you asking them for is for their honesty, for them to be a man of their word, to live with some integrity, to live with some decency, not to be perfect, but to be sincere. And I'm telling you, that sincerity is so far out of scope for them. It's out of range.
Oh my God.
This is like taking your American phone. How do I say this? This is like taking your Metro PCS phone, Cricket, something like that. No shade at all. But you know that you have a limited phone plan that only covers you in a certain area. How you taking this phone down to Mexico and think that your phone gonna work? Well, they said more bars and more places. No, they didn't. That was Verizon.
Oh, hell no.
You got your commercials mixed up, boo. There is a cost that comes with that level of responsibility. And this mother trucker is just that insufficient. It's like trying to go to the Louis Vuitton store and slide your debit card for a $3,000 bag and you only got 30 cents in your account. That ain't gonna work. You think you finna walk out the store with a brand new bag? Them folks ain't gonna slide that bag across the counter.
Denied.
I don't know where you from, but where I'm from, let me tell you this quick story, for real. There was a time where I was broke as a joke. And this was about 20 years ago, so they done fixed the issue now. But I used to be able to take my debit card, and if long as you had $1 in your account, you can go swipe your card because it will swipe to process the transaction for $1. You could fill up your gas tank and go. Okay, this was 20 years ago. So I'd be like, okay, it's going to take 2 or 3 days before the transition hit. I get paid on that day. So by the time the transaction come through, I be done already had some money in the account to pay for my gas. But when I got the gas, I didn't have it. Nowadays, you go to the gas pump and you try to put your card in there with $1 in it. Them folks going to be like, ma'am, you got 32 cents in your account. Please see cashier. I don't know where y'all from, but the gas pumps do that now. Okay? And that's the same thing that needs to happen here. They're so insufficient with everything. And it's like Spirit is trying to get you to call them out so that they can learn from this, but they don't want to learn from this. They don't care. You know why they don't care? Because they get away with it. They've been enabled. And you have enabled them. Let's just call a spade what it is. You have coddled them. You have enabled them. You have allowed them to play in your face. Because every time they want to act like they so determined, they about to fight for this. This makes you feel so excited all over again. Just for them to do the same thing all over again. And that's where it becomes a secular shit show, if I might. Ace of Pentacles. You keep waiting for them to give you an offer that is tangible, that is sincere. They ain't gonna get it to you, not now, not ever. But the fact that you keep sitting up here waiting for it is entertaining. You're waiting for someone to put in effort and energy into a connection that they're not ever going to grow into. They're never going to give you what you want. You know that. So why do you keep asking? Because you're hoping for it. You hoping for the soulmate connection. You hoping for them to wake up and realize that you the best thing that ever happened to them. You keep waiting for this offer, for this partnership. You keep waiting. You keep waiting. And the question is, what are you really waiting for? What do you keep waiting for? For them to keep lying to you? For them to keep deceiving you? For them to keep dragging you? Like, what are we talking about?
Down.
You know what you see it, you feel it, you believe it. But yet and still, we keep going through this repetitive narrative that something is going to change when it's not. Didn't I just say you keep seeing? You keep hoping and waiting for things to change when they're not? With this 9 of Cups, you're never going to have your dreams come true. They're never going to materialize into any of the things that they have told you. I regret to tell you that they've lied to you. I regret to tell you that they've wasted your good time. I regret to tell you that they have used you. This was the dirty offer. They don't have their life together. They don't have their nothing. This is why they need to go outside and get grounded and give themselves time, because they shouldn't be outside trying to date, meet, and entertain anybody. They really need to disappear into the abyss where they belong and get their soul right. But instead, they keep coming around acting like they have something to offer when they don't. And what Spirit is trying to tell you today is, it's time that you put your foot down. It's time that you intentionally stand on business and say that enough is enough.
Do not come.
It's time for you to change the number, change the tune, change the narrative. So when they try to call you and try to get back in there,
we're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
block and delete. Block and delete. They want to keep texting you and going off on your phone, doing all these different things. Let them text. Just because they text don't mean you got to respond. We're not doing that no more. I told y'all in the beginning of this year, it was 4 places we not going to 2025. It's up and down, round and round, back and forth, in and out. Yet we still doing it. What is it that we get from this? It's almost like we get reinvigorated with the fallacy, with the lies. And the question is why? Why do you keep going back for more? It's like you get excited about it.
Round 2.
Are you waiting to get your last life? Are you waiting to use your precious time that God is giving you to crash out on this? It's a no for me, dog. It is a no for me, dog. I refuse to spend my time, my precious, valuable time that I would never get back on somebody who don't mean me a damn. And it's time that you do the same. So if you're ready to get out of this business and to look at these final thoughts and how things may play out, I want you to put those paper, pen, and notebook emojis in the chat. Paper, pen, and notebook emojis in the chat. Because, baby, we got to figure out where this energy is going. Because it feels like you're still holding out hope. Even though Spirit keeps telling you to leave it alone, it feels like you're still holding out hope. And the question is why? So if y'all ready to get into this, I want you to put those paper, pen, and notebook emojis. Because it's time for you to take notes. So we can get on up out of this business. Because this is shenanigans. Here we go. Now, as we talk about potential final outcomes, I say potential because nobody can predict free will. I can only tell you what the energy is suggesting that may happen, but you can do you. You might hear this and you be like, girl, I don't know what you talking about. I'm going to run it back. Okay? Could be. Some of y'all might be listening to me and you might be like,
that's suspicious. That's weird.
Okay? And some of you just may be like, you know what? It's time for me to move on. And I know it. That was my confirmation. Okay? And for some of you, you just gonna let more time go by and you're gonna be sitting there looking stupid.
2,000 years later.
I'm just telling you. All right? So here we go. Potential final outcome. The Four of Pentacles in reverse. You're no longer holding back. You are no longer holding back. You're at that point where you're like, I want to be free. I want to have my cake and eat it too. I want to be happy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be at peace. I deserve to have my joy. I'm no longer keeping that to myself. I want you and everybody else to know that I am no longer subscribing to any of this shenanigans.
The lies. There you go. The lies.
You know what it is. They know what it is. It's almost like Cat Williams said. They know I'm going to be there. And I know they going to be there. And when I come, I'm going to give you the best that I got. Or something to that effect, right? You know what they talking about. They know what you talking about. So why do you keep living in this comfortable area of gray when you know that it's not going to get no better? Looking for change is like looking to solve a mystery. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? You deserve so much more than this. That's who you are. At the crevice of your hearts, you are a loving, kind, compassionate, sincere, generous person who deserves that same type of love and compassion back in return. Now that you're putting it out there, you're letting it be known. You're letting it be known. I'm seeking truth and justice. This is an obstacle. Yes, it is. This is a challenge. This is an obstruction. This is something that has impeded my growth all this time. But now that I'm aware of the games that you're playing, now that I am aware of the lies, now that I am aware of everything that you've been saying or doing, I am scrutinizing everything. And there is nothing that you can say or do that's going to change my perspective about it. You sitting up here thinking that, you know, you can just try to come back anytime that you want to, because you want to act like you so confounded and confused that you don't understand what I meant when I said I don't want this anymore. I don't.
What do you mean by that?
I was very clear. Very, very clear. We are past the point of return. We are past the point of reconciliation and repair.
I am sick. I am sick of your shit. And when I'm not sick, I'm tired. I am sick and tired.
Five of Swords in reverse. You finally are no longer like going through these situations where you're feeling weak. You have taken back your power. You are no longer dealing with this internal conflict and chaos and disillusion that you have been ascribing to all this time. We have finally gotten to the point of no return. And while this may be blowing their mind, while this may be hard for them to believe and conceive, while they might want to be out here acting strange and doing crazy things, trying to get your attention, making it weird, the reality is you ain't fooling nobody no more. All the shenanigans that you keep trying to play, all the lies, all of the everything, whatever it is, whatever game you trying to play, it ain't working no more.
Child. Anyway, so
and that could be why the police station is getting involved, because you could be feeling very very suffocated, like they're not catching a picture. They're not giving you your space. They keep coming around, doing too much, saying and doing everything. And here we go right here. They're not accepting the fact that this situation is over. We got the Two of Cups again in reverse. They're not accepting the fact that this is over. This is past done. This is past over. Anything that they saying and doing is just like, don't nobody want to hear it. You're making plans to move forward. You're making plans to go live your best life. You're making plans to heal. You're making plans to prosper. You're making plans to grow. You're making plans to evolve. You see what you've done here. You see what they've done to you. What their true intentions and motives are. Who cares they coming around here crying because you talking about you moving on?
Congratulations! Oh my God.
You had ample space and ample opportunity to get your life together. You had ample space and every opportunity to course correct and to do things right. But you continuously decided that you were going to continue to betray my trust, make fun of me, make a mockery out of me, put me on blast, have people laughing at me. Now you crying, talking about congratulations. Oh, I find that very funny.
That's funny.
What else do you want from me? What else can I give you? There is nothing else that I can give you.
Ask Hat.
Nothing else. It's time to break this toxic pattern. It's time to move on. Romeo and Juliet, what words of advice do you have for this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn dealing with this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio? Whoo, distilled liquor. Strategy, expertise, double-edged sword. Okay. Somebody may be drinking a lot, trying to cope with this, trying to think of how to exit or come back. Like I said in the beginning, it's a manipulative energy. Okay, it is a very much so manipulative energy, and it's time to disconnect from that. It's really time to disconnect from that. What thoughts does this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn have towards this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio? I'm afraid to be in contact with you fell out. That's the card that fell. I'm afraid to be in contact with you. All right, what thoughts does this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio have towards this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? I am starting to realize the depth of our connection. Didn't I tell y'all they keep trying to come around acting like it's something here and it's nothing here? You blew that. You did that. What else are we supposed to do with this? You didn't want the connection. All right, Spirit, what shadow work should this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn be working on at this time? Isolation and solitude. Discover your true self and connect deeper. This is about you overcoming loneliness, solitude, and alienation. So this is about you taking a step back to reflect. Open up your heart. Have hope in the things that you know that you're worthy of having, but not being afraid to go after those things either. Spirit, what shadow work should this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio be working on at this time? Healing. Fear. Face your darkness. It's the only way to find the guiding light. This is about anxiety, apprehension, and phobias. Okay? Again, the insufficiency. They don't know how to be without somebody else. The codependency. They don't know how to focus their energy on themselves. That's why the Give It Time card has come out. They go from person to person to person. Because they don't know how to be alone. They're not even giving themselves time to go into retrospective between relationships. Like I said, they with Tiffany today. What's today? Today, Tuesday. They with Tiffany. Tiffany break up with them on Friday. They over there already with Felicia. And by Wednesday, they over there back with Wanda.
God damn it. What?
It is time for you to sit back and to reflect upon who you are and what you're really truly bringing to the table. Oh, I am the table. Whose table? The kids' table? The clown table? I mean, come on now. What are we talking about here? The soul truth. What is the soul truth? Several cards fell out. Ooh, y'all. Guess what? I stopped. Am I ready to let go of this buried shame? Am I ready to let go of this buried shame? The feeling of shame is the lowest energy frequency there is. When you live in shame, you live in darkness. What part of you is ready to stand in the light? Is there any shame from the past experience that is ready to be healed? Today's soul action: heal the shame by giving it a name. Bring it to the light. Let it be seen, heard, and healed. It is revival season. Replace the shame with your soul's truth. Today, my soul's truth is blank. My soul truth is blank. I want y'all to write that down in the chat. What is your soul truth? Write that down in the chat or the comment sections. My soul truth is this: you ain't good for me. You ain't nothing but a liar, a cheater, a deceiver, a heartbreaker, and I don't want you back in my life. So I'm taking the house, the cars, the keys, the dogs. I want it all. I want it all. There's cracks in this foundation. You no longer can take my energy. Time is up. Time is up. You no longer can distract me and keep me deceived and disillusioned with the minutia. We are beyond that. I got your number. I got your number. You can't play these games with me no more. You cannot do this to me anymore. The time is up. I am willing to forgive. I am willing to forgive. Okay? I am willing to forgive. Forgiveness of myself and others. Release me from the past. Forgiveness is the answer to almost every problem. Forgiveness is a gift to myself. I forgive and I set myself free. That goes with letting go of that buried shame. That goes with awakening and enlightenment. That goes with honesty. That goes with grace within chaos. That goes that goes with spirit. That goes with the power lines. That goes with the great everything has come full circle today. Everything has come full circle. It's time for y'all to be like Lil' Kim and have some resistance, some resilience. It's time for y'all to be like Lil' Kim. Bounce back. Have some resilience. Do what you got to do. But don't let anybody play you. Don't let anybody get over on you. Don't let anybody take advantage of you. Don't let anybody do anything to you. It's time to let go. Let the cookie fall where it may. So how does this line up with the outcome that you were expecting? Does this bring you relief? Does this bring you excitement, hesitation, joy, whatever? Okay. If you could rewrite this outcome, let me know what that would look like for you. Let me know what you're thinking down in the comment section below. I want to thank you so much for tuning into the Pisces Tarot Experience. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and become a part of my growing community. You can follow me on YouTube at Mimi Lightseer and keep an eye out for even more engaging content coming your way. Remember, this reading is here for you whenever you need a little bit of guidance, so feel free to save it and replay it at any point in time. Let me know what resonated with you because I love hearing from you. And if you've enjoyed today's session, go ahead and give me the thumbs up. If you would like to do a personal reading, I am currently booking at PiscesTarot.com, so don't hesitate to reach out. A huge thank you to everyone who joined the conversation today, and a warm welcome to all of my new subscribers. Thank you to all the people who have gifted me not only your time, your talent, but your treasure. I do appreciate it. Listen, y'all, this is the most important thing I could tell y'all every day, okay? Everyone is fighting a battle that you cannot see, so be kind, patient, and gentle with others as well as yourself. How people treat you isn't your business, but how you respond is. Leave a little bit of love everywhere you go today, and I will see you next time.